Ananya, I am telling you, if the government runs out of money before the budget is passed, the whole country just stops. It is like pressing pause on a video game. Boom! No trains, no schools, game over.
Rohan, that makes absolutely no sense. They cannot just pause a hospital. Wait, Aja, tell him he's wrong.
All right, let's not fight. It is way too nice an evening for an argument. But you know what, Rohan? Your game over idea? It is actually not that crazy. The people who wrote our constitution worried about the exact same thing. What does happen if the government's wallet is completely empty before they're legally allowed to get more money? Well, they actually built in a secret emergency piggy bank.
Wait, so what really happens? Like if they need money super urgently, but the official approvals are just not done yet?
Yeah, like, do they just do emergency spending? Do they just break the piggy bank and take it?
Emergency spending. Exactly, Rohan. The Constitution actually has an entire section for this, Article 116. It is basically temporary permission to keep the country from pausing. There are 3 different ways they do this. Let's look at the first one.
Let's start with the first idea. I like to call this temporary money. Now, just imagine, it is the 28th of the month, and I haven't sat down to plan out the entire house budget for next month yet.
But wait, I need my pocket money on the 1st. I cannot wait for your long planning stuff.
Oh, wait, I get it. So you would just give him a small advance on his pocket money, right? Just to help him manage until your final big budget plan is ready? Spot on, Mira. That is exactly what happens. If the government is waiting for Parliament to pass their massive, complicated yearly budget, well, they still have to pay salaries, right? So they just ask for a small advance to keep the lights on.
Now, the official fancy name for this temporary money is a vote on account.
A vote on account? That sounds really complicated.
It really just means Parliament is giving an advance grant. It happens a lot during election years, when the full budget gets delayed. It literally just keeps the engine running.
Hold on a second. How long do they get this temporary money for? Because, can I just keep living on my advance pocket money forever?
Haha, nice try, Rohan, but no, you absolutely cannot live on an advance forever. This temporary money is normally only given for just 2 months. It covers maybe about 1/6 of the whole estimated budget for the year, just a quick refill.
Okay, so temporary money makes sense. But what if something totally unexpected happens? Like, I don't know, a massive flood or some huge national crisis?
Oh yeah, like an earthquake. You definitely cannot plan a yearly budget for a random earthquake.
You are absolutely right. Sometimes things happen that you just can't predict. And that brings us to the second idea, the emergency money.
Imagine we are sitting right here and suddenly, boom, the main water pipe in the kitchen completely bursts. Water is just gushing everywhere.
Oh my gosh, we would need to call a plumber right that second.
Exactly. You don't have time to sit and do math. Would I sit down and calculate the exact cost of the pipes and the labor before I even pay the plumber?
No way. You just grab the emergency cash and fix it fast.
Precisely. You need immediate money because the problem is so sudden. Well, the government faces the exact same panic during a sudden national emergency.
So when this happens to the whole country, they use something called a vote of credit.
A vote of credit? Wait, is that basically like giving them a blank check?
Yes, that is the perfect way to put it, Mira. It is for unexpected, super urgent crisis. Sometimes a disaster is just so massive, the government literally cannot calculate the details. So Parliament basically hands them a blank check to handle the emergency right then and there.
Okay, emergencies are scary. But wait, what if the government wants to organize a massive surprise festival or some huge new project? It is not an emergency, but it also wasn't in their normal daily expenses.
Aha, Rohan, you are always looking for the fun angle. But hey, it is a very valid question. What if there is a special one-off project that was not in the budget at all?
Well, for that, the Constitution gives us the third type, the exceptional grant. Think of it as special one-time money.
So it is just for something entirely new?
Correct. It is for something completely outside the normal, everyday plan. It is not a temporary fix. It is not a disaster. It is just special, extra money for a unique one-off project that nobody had planned for.
Wait, Aja. I am getting very suspicious here. Temporary money, emergency money, special one-time money. Are you telling me the government can just take this money whenever they feel like it? Do they just skip all the rules?
Yeah, who is even guarding the piggy bank? This sounds way too easy.
Aha. Now that is the most important question of all. And I can assure both of you, the answer is a very firm no.
See, all of the country's money, every single rupee, it all lives in one giant, massive bank account. It is called the Consolidated Fund of India.
The Consolidated Fund of India. Wow, that sounds really official.
It is very official. All our taxes, all the government's loans, everything goes in there. And no one in the government can just reach their hand in and grab a fistful of cash, not even in an emergency.
In fact, the Constitution actually has a very strict rule about this. It says, no money shall be withdrawn from the Consolidated Fund except in accordance with an Appropriation Act passed by Parliament.
Wait, what does that mean in normal English?
Think of it this way. Even if the parents, the government, need emergency money, they still have to ask the grandparents, the Parliament, to unlock the giant bank account. Parliament holds the final key.
So the rules clearly state that even in an emergency, they cannot just skip the steps. But wait, if it is a huge emergency, won't all those steps take way too long? They do it much faster, Rohan, but first, Parliament still has to discuss it. Then they have to vote on it, and finally they have to pass a law. So the process is sped up, yes, but the rules are never, ever skipped.
All right, let us see what you three have learned today. Can you quickly summarize our 3 types of grants?
Okay, temporary money is the vote on account, like the advance pocket money.
And emergency money is the vote of credit, the blank check for big disasters.
And don't forget the surprise money, the exceptional grant, for totally new projects.
And all of them need Parliament to unlock the giant piggy bank.
Brilliant! You all sound like young constitutional experts. I am very, very impressed.
But before we go have dinner, I want to leave you with one final thought. Why do you think the makers of our Constitution insisted that even for a desperate emergency, the money still needs strict rules and voting by Parliament?
Probably to avoid misuse, like so nobody takes the money for the wrong reasons even if they say it is an emergency.
And to stay fair, right? Because it is everyone's tax money inside that consolidated fund.
Beautifully said, both of you. The Constitution understands that emergencies require speed, but it also knows that unchecked power is dangerous. So the lesson here is, even in a hurry, decisions must be careful and everyone must be accountable. Now, who is hungry?